She's so high on her own hype instead of hungry with a desire to do better today, and then to show her that the boss has to answer to somebody, and that's me, Ronda Rousey.
You can stop trying to tell the world that I'm a worthy of what I'm going to do to you at the Royal Rumble.
And again, this really became a match of Sasha Banks game. That said, it's one thing entirely to make Natalya submit. It's another when you're deep. I know Renee Young had the opportunity to speak to both Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks this week. We'll get to that.
Now, please don't take this personally, but people are talking and they're saying that you're just...
My emotions and my passion and my desire is what should be a UFC Hall of Famer, but she's never been in the ring with a legit boss like.
Strong words from Sasha Banks, and here tonight at the... Sasha, you mean to tell me that if Sasha Banks fails to become champion, it's going to ruin her birthday too? This is spectacular. Banks looking to become the first ever 5-time Raw Women's Champion. Representatives from countries here tonight, including our Portuguese announce team of Marco Alvaro.
Pedaços no título Super Estrelas, mas agora Sasha Banks enfrenta Ronda Rousey.
Our Russian team of Motimo.
Шанс осуществить свою мечту выступить на главном событии WrestleMania.
ランブル盛り上がってますね、フラッシュ選手。はい、僕らもランブルしましょう。
And our Hindi team of Obey Kanawani.
मैं हूं अक्षय कपूर और मैं पूछना चाहता हूं कि आप तैयार हो रॉयल रंबल।
Year at the 2018 Royal Rumble event where Ronda Rousey had a championship at SummerSlam. She has now been champion for 161 days.
He can be the absolute best performer in all of WWE. She's got no quit in her.
You cannot argue it has been an incredible chance to put down one of the other most dominant females on the roster. Four-time Raw Women's Champion in Sasha.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the Raw Women's Championship. Banks! Planet Rowdy Ronda Rousey!
That has shown Sasha Banks over the past couple of weeks and how she is trained down at the Performance Center in Orlando. She's ready for tonight.
It's just this look in Ronda Rousey's eyes. We've seen it time and time.
The switch, but Sasha Banks countered with an arm drag of her own.
Sasha said she wanted to be ready. She was ready.
It's obviously studied up, doing her homework on Ronda Rousey. Look at this. And Banks, another arm dragged around. Attitude being shown by both of these superstars here tonight. You know, they nearly needed to open the roof here on Chase. Rumble match. The night, of course, we mentioned that Ronda Rousey. But she did part of WWE. You know what they say about almost. And only Rousey. Oh. And this is what Sasha Banks likes to do. Paying tribute to Sasha Banks' hero. And Banks blocks. Ronda Rousey, so sudden, so quick. This mantra's been coming into this, that Ronda Rousey can't wrestle and that she can't match Sasha in the ring. Remember, champion's advantage for Rousey. Went for a right, and she connected with that right arm. That's the case. Look at Sasha Banks now launching herself with a suicide dive through the second rope, and Banks. Sasha Banks needs to get Rousey in the ring wisely, which she does. Cover by Banks, hooks the leg now on Rousey. Kick out. Remember, champion's advantage. The ring post. And if, in fact, Ronda's right hand is injured, that totally changes the game. Only in WWE, but in combat sports in general, Corey, the arm bar, the submission move. I didn't know if that was going to be a great decision. Sasha's done it very, very well to this point.
Wow, an accolade from
Sasha Banks, one of the true leaders of the women's evolution here in WWE. We're on the champion, kick out at 2. See, it almost
worked for this specific matchup. I don't think she's feeling like anything could shake her ground right now.
Ronda,
toughest opponent to date.
I believe so. As Sasha's driven into the corner. Oh, and Banks caught her. Up the top rope.
Oh,
Ronda
a jumping elbow.
A running elbow. Cover now on Banks. Kick out at 2. Out with one shot.
Deadly blows from Banks.
The thing I like about what Sasha on the injured right arm of Ronda Rousey. Great strategy by Banks, the running knee. Frustrated, but she cannot get frustrated. She needs to stay within herself to win the championship here. You know, that tag team match, Corey, last week on Raw was the first time match.
I think it certainly does, and it remains to be seen whether or not Ronda can focus that energy and use it towards something beneficial.
To hand over that loss to Rousey and Natalya.
And Sasha continues to work on the injured right arm. Ronda, though, moves out of the way. Rousey looking went for Piper's Pit, but Banks able to counter. Rolls through.
Sasha looking for...
This is the bad arm injured earlier on in the matchup.
Oh!
Banks now just crying. This would be humiliating for Rousey.
Doing everything she can to punish Rousey here. Now in Banks.
Banks statement.
Yeah,
Banks statement.
Rousey's close to the bottom rope, but not quite there. Look at the look.
They're away from the ropes.
And now look at Ronda Rousey with Banks on her shoulder. And there's Piper.
A great deal of damage to her right arm. First from the ring post, second from the submission.
Full advantage of the 5 count by the official. And now the damage to the arm of Banks.
Take some feeling into it.
And Ronda Rousey up to the top rope. And Sasha Banks meets her there. Almost a desperation move by
top rope. Banks looking for something big here.
Yeah, but Ronda still fighting back, and now Banks driven up. And Sasha Banks realizing she could be closing in on her 5th Raw Women's chance. Right back to work on the injured arm.
It's a veteran maneuver by Sasha Banks, keeping in arm of Rousey.
Both of these women have scouted each other out wholeheartedly, but you got to give props to Sasha Banks tonight. She's done her homework.
In her career, Rousey, though, powering Banks up, taking her down. Rousey cover.
How much homework Banks has done.
Oh!
You can't prepare for things you've never seen before.
And now Sasha, though, able to sling Rousey out of the ring and buy herself some time. Been a one-arm champion since she delivered that forearm to the post in the early parts of the matchup. Yeah, now outside the ring, but outside the ring, though. Banks is tapping, but it's outside the ring. It has to happen inside the ring in that manner. Banks sent back into the ring now. And Ronda Rousey, by Rousey. And Banks trying to fight back and does.
But notice only left hands. Oh, there you go.
Slings her over again. Trying to get some feeling back in her right arm. Bang the champion Rousey. This has been an intense, the trash talking that's been going on in recent weeks.
I think all week the entire WWE.
Defeating Nia Jax to earn this opportunity tonight. Rousey back to her feet first. And Rousey sent into the turnbuckle hard.
And again, has found her target and is exploiting it. Sasha Banks seems
counter and slip out. Maybe the bad arm by Ronda did not allow her to put the arm bar on Banks. Sasha Banks
in the middle of the ring.
Ronda Rousey is in trouble. The official's there. He realizes that. Now Banks right back to the hold again. Rousey trying to drag herself.
But Sasha Banks cannot fully lock in the Banks statement.
Well, Ronda Rousey counter.
It's up off the mat. An incredible amount of pressure on Ronda Rousey.
Can you imagine if
Ronda Rousey taps out.
And look at Banks manipulating the fingers and the joints of Rousey with the armbar locked in. Rousey trying to fight back to her. Banks to the mat. Rousey rolling through with Banks on her shoulder again to retain the title.
Here is your winner, and still the Raw Women's
victory, Corey, and that is very telling.
Ronda Rousey's wheelhouse is generally the submit bag of tricks after a grueling back-and-forth battle with a very game Sasha Banks.
Ronda Rousey, ever the warrior. Piper's Pit into the cover. Everything we expected here tonight between these two. Important that this matchup was for Ronda Rousey. She handpicked Sasha Banks, the Rumble tonight, because of everything Sasha Banks has helped do in the women's division in WWE.
Boss, you got to give her credit. That respect for her between her and Ronda Rousey is clearly evident now.
She was again tonight.
People could say that about Rousey too.
Is Sasha Banks gonna cry? Seen Ronda Rousey lose a match? She's still the Raw Women's Champion.
Ronda proved something tonight momentarily before I explain myself. Well, not quite the way I expected that to.
Symbol.
Ronda Rousey is still the Raw Women's